All right, now we're doing summer. So really for us in Montana, right now, kind of through May is what we would consider spring. We've done a video previously on that. Now we're gonna be focused more on summer. So your June, July, August, and into September months. Really what changes here is you're just going a little bit lighter. You don't have quite the risk of some of those elements, but you still have some. So again, always starting out with sun protection on your head. So always get a good hat. We discussed the Jackson Quick Dry Pant for spring, but I mentioned that this is something that's 365. So if you're somebody that wants, full leg protection, then stick with the pant. Breathes extremely well, very comfortable, even in high temperatures. And then in the same thing, we have the Jackson Quick Dry Short. So quick dry, great for getting in and out of the boat. They get wet, they dry quick. Turbo dry waistband to eliminate that moisture that sits around your waist all day if you go swimming, and two great options with a multitude of colors. Question that often comes up is waders in the summer. Typically we're recommending not bringing your waders during the summer, even though whether it be on the Big Hole or us here in the Bitterroot where we are Freestone Rivers, the water has warmed up significantly by then. And when you're spending most of the time in the boat, you're gonna get hot in waders. They just don't breathe as well. You have sun coming in on them and you get really hot. So typically you're not bringing waders. You wanna have pants and focus on a quick dry pant like the Jackson Quick Dry, because if you are wet wading, you don't wanna remain damp all day when you get out. So, if you're in the boat, you're getting in and out, waiting a session or just taking a break for lunch, you wanna have that quick dry material so you can get out, get rid of the moisture quickly and be dry and comfortable in the boat. That cover it? Love it. All right, and then the next thing is footwear, which is a great question. And what do you wear during the summer for footwear? Flip-flops are a common thing, but they're loose and flimsy. We live on very boulderous rivers that are hard to walk in. During the summer, they accumulate algae and slime on them, and they become very slick and difficult to wade. So I recommend our Pro Approach shoe. This is new for spring 25. And this is an incredibly comfortable shoe. And while it looks like a running shoe, it's built specifically for wading. First of all, it has a stiff chassis. It's gonna be significantly stiffer than your typical running shoe. That's gonna give you a lot of foot support and reduce foot fatigue when walking on those bigger boulders and sliding into the cracks. It has a beefed up rubberized toe, so you're not jamming your toe, and it has good resistance to compression. We're using our Cordura material on the upper, but most importantly is we're utilizing the same Michelin rubber sole that we utilize on our wading boots. Michelin is one of the largest rubber manufacturers in the world, and we've worked with them to build this exclusive rubber that remains tacky when wet. Most rubber, when you put it in water, it is going to condense, get hard, and actually be very slick. So this compound, even in cold, fresh water, is gonna remain tacky and give you dang near felt traction out of a rubber sole. All right, cool. So going back into sun protection, I have changed what I have showcased for spring. Here I am showcasing the Pro Sun Hoodie. This is gonna be a little lighter weight. It's going to transfer moisture phenomenally and breathe exceptionally. So this is my favorite for pure sun summer days. A couple of the features that I like is you'll see that we run the taller collar. So that eliminates having to wear a buff and the congestion around your neck. So again, another piece that we showcased in spring is the Pro Soft Shell. Again, I like this jacket because the temperature changes dramatically here. It can be 10, 20, 30 degree temperature changes in a day. So even on hot days in the summer where it might be 70, 80 degrees, it still, can be pretty chilly in the morning, especially when you're used to those hot days. That 50 degrees or high 40s or something in the morning is gonna feel really chilly. So having some type of layer to kind of break that morning chill is absolutely critical. The other aspect that people don't think a lot about here is the amount of shade that we get because of the mountains. We don't have sun from sunrise to sunset. When you're floating in the Big Hole especially, a lot of times you're out of the sun for significant portions of the day because you're in the canyon or against a mountainside. So having a nice light layer that provides just a little bit of insulation, a little bit of weather protection, but retains its high breathability is really critical. So for that, I've always enjoyed the Pro Soft Shell. For those same purposes, I also would include an insulating layer. For that exact same reason that you just can't underestimate how cold it can get here. Even if it's forecasting for 80 degrees that day, you know, that 50 degrees in the shade or so in the morning is gonna feel really chilly. So having a puffy layer like the Pro Insulated is critical. We also make the Pro Insulated in a vest, which becomes a very good option at that time of year. And then finally, again, sticking with the rain layer. As I mentioned before, you should never forget a rain layer in the boat, whether it just be for wind protection, that little bit of insulation because of the trapped air, but of course to the random squalls that we get, which come and go frequently. I've changed up from what we showcased in spring. This is gonna be our ultralight rain jacket. The ultralight rain jacket is gonna be thinner, lighter, and having almost double the breathability value in the membrane. So you can wear it on warm days where it's raining, where you want to stay out of the rain, but not sweat in a heavy rain jacket. This becomes the perfect layer. This also compresses extremely small. I have this with the ultralight pant that I keep in like a 5-layer dry or a 5-liter dry bag, and it fits in my dry box underneath the seat of the boat, and it just becomes an incredibly good safety piece that really goes with me pretty much every float I do. And so summer, a little bit simpler, don't have to, you know, you're not risking as many variables, but we still don't want to miss out on some of those cold mornings, you know, sun going behind a mountain, going behind the clouds, and just how dramatically it can feel different. So you want to have that safety, but focus on your sun protection with Jackson Quick Dry and a great sun hoodie like the Sun Defense, or my personal favorite, the Pro Sun Hoodie.